he picked the wrong family, and not scared of a conflict, and we're not scared. We're not running. We're coming at him.
Hey guys, welcome to the Think Tank. Happy Saturday. We made it. So big fat guilty for you, Dandy? Yeah, hey? I actually just started to learn about her the past while, and I was like, what the hell? So Douglas, g'day crew, this woman is guilty as hell. She even tried to do the same to her ex-husband so she can get full custody of her kids a few years ago. This happened not far from me. Sorry about the clanging and banging today. It's just today, it's temporary. Mushroom lady, guilty, no doubt. She knew exactly what she was doing. But can see it coming without a doubt. This is going to be another case of mental health problems by the defense. Oh la la. So far, is that what is basically going around? Like I say, I haven't watched a lot on her, but will she have a case as far as the insanity of plea? So from what I've learned, she had her in-laws and Ian, which was a pastor, and Heather Wilkinson over for supper. Well, actually, I think it was lunch. She made beef Wellington, and somehow Death Cap mushrooms got in there. Now, if I've read and understand things properly, she also was a mushroom picker, which I find really, really odd, because if she was a mushroom picker, she would definitely know what came from where. Dan, Dee, and Tracy, really good to see you guys. So this seems like it was a lunch meal. And they're saying about this type of mushroom that you can start to feel a little bit better. And even though may have passed this mushroom through your system, they're also saying that it sticks around. The toxins do stick around and continue to do the damage. So Erin and her husband Simon, it looks like they were possibly headed for divorce. And it's also possible that she was trying to get him to succumb to these as well. So if I'm understanding this, sounds like Simon's parents wanted them to go with the divorce. So was this some type of, being the pastors there, I think he was also a family member, but were they trying to do some kind of intervention of sorts? Yeah, they can be very scary, can't they, Dandy? They absolutely can. I have to know what I'm looking for before I'm safe, but I do enjoy mushroom picking. I do enjoy foraging for them. But like I say, I like to know what I'm looking for before I get it into anybody's system. Another question, how and where did she get these mushrooms? Either it's a huge cover-up with stores, etc., or she is guilty. Well, that's the one thing I'm okay with the stores. I'm thinking if this came from a store, there would be more than just one package with it. I'm not positive, but I would assume so. So it also sounds like, if I understand this correctly, she knows her mushrooms. So if that is the case, it's gonna look right back at her. You know, I learned really young about mushrooms, but I am very far from an expert. They can do, if I don't know what they are, I don't go near them. Plain and simple. Okay, Australian police charge a woman with 3 deleting in alleged mushroom poisoning. So I am noticing with this woman, I have yet to see true tears. Oh, she's saying that she forged them, but now she's saying from an Asian market. Threw away the dehydrator from, yes, isn't that interesting? She threw away that dehydrator. Okay, so it's the kind of story a mystery novelist might conjure, but for months, a real deleting case has been playing out in a small Australian town where 3 people passed after eating a family meal that was suspected to contain death cap mushrooms. The prime suspect in Leongatha, I believe, a country town some 84 miles east of Melbourne in Victoria, has been seen as Erin Patterson, who hosted the lunch in late July, whose 4 guests quickly fell gravely ill. The menu included a beef Wellington dish that Patterson said included mushrooms. Like, what would ever make her think that, oh my word, that she wasn't going to get caught, especially if she forages? Like, if she's got that knowledge, wow. Yeah, you have to be careful with those damn mushrooms. So the police arrested her on Thursday and is now charged with 3 counts of deleting and 5 counts of attempted, because it sounds like she tried to unalive her husband a couple of times. And there was 1 survivor out of the 4. Patterson has maintained she did nothing wrong in the face of intense media scrutiny and public speculation. I am now devastated to think that these mushrooms may have contributed to the illness suffered by my loved ones, she said in August. In a statement to police obtained by Australian broadcaster ABC, I really want to repeat that I had that absolutely no reason to hurt these people whom I love. So it says the cook's relatives were apparently fed toxins. 3 people passed in the days after the July 29th lunch at Patterson's home. From early on, police said the stricken people showed symptoms consistent with the consumption of death cap mushrooms, which are known to grow in Victoria. So that's a biggie right there, because if she did forage, she would absolutely know the things that are indigenous to her area. And I would assume that she would know what she was putting in as an ingredient before she fed it to family members. So the victims are Dawn and Gail Patterson, both 70 years old, who were her former in-laws. Heather Wilkinson, 66, who was Gail Patterson's sister. And Ian Patterson, 69, Heather's husband, who was sickened but recovered, and a 48-year-old man who became ill after 3 other meals dating to 2021. Police did not identify the 48-year-old man listed as the 5th victim, as he is widely be believed to be Simon Patterson, Erin's estranged husband. He had reportedly been invited to that fateful lunch, but he canceled. The time frame police provided for the 3 earlier incidents matches social media postings attributed to Simon Patterson, including one in which he describes being in an induced coma for more than 2 weeks and having emergency surgery as he battled life-threatening stomach and intestinal issues. Unreal. Tom May, a mycologist at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Melbourne, inspects a death cap mushroom in 2021. The mushrooms are suspected to have been used to poison several family members in Victoria. Bugs don't usually eat toxic mushrooms. If you see one that has not been chewed on by an insect, I wouldn't go near it. Okay, so the death in the case was not quick. The victim spent roughly a week in the hospital before dying. It wasn't until September 23rd, the survivor, Ian Wilkinson, was well enough to leave the hospital. Patterson's arrest followed an incredibly complex, methodical, and thorough investigation, Detective Inspector Dean Thomas of the Victoria Police Homicide Squad said on Tuesday. Patterson reportedly told police she had also eaten the beef Wellington and that she also became ill. The suspicious circumstances sparked incredibly intense levels of public scrutiny and curiosity, Thomas said. But he also urged the public to keep in mind that the case centers on the loss of 3 people who, by all accounts, were much loved in their communities and are greatly missed by their loved ones. The detective inspector also thanked members of the public who have reached out and provided information in relation to this incident. This mushroom causes painful symptoms. About 9 out of 10 fungi-related deaths are attributed to the death cap mushroom, according to the Victoria government, which say symptoms normally begin 6 to 24 hours after the mushroom is eaten. In her statement to police, Patterson reportedly told investigators that she prepared her beef Wellington using a mix of mushrooms from a supermarket and dried mushrooms she got from an Asian grocery. The dishes featured a beef tenderloin baked in puff pastry. Months before Patterson had her relatives over for lunch, the Victoria Department of Health issued an advisory warning that death cap mushrooms were growing in the state. Death cap mushrooms, or Manita, phalloids, don't know, commonly grow under oak trees and are extremely poisonous even after drying or cooking, the health agency said. Consuming just 1 mushroom can kill an adult. Symptoms can include violent stomach pains, nausea, vomiting. Oh, this is just like that commercial. Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. Ooh. Adding to the mushrooms, toxins can leave a survivor's liver seriously damaged. They're not anything that we want in our systems. That's for damn sure. Upset stomach, diarrhea. What is that? Pepto-Bismol, right? That commercial? Hey, Shauna, good to see you, friend. Wolfie, good to see you. No, not a portabella. No, it isn't. It's not lit up. Did you? I'm not sure. Are you still a member? Because if not, I think your name goes to the uncolored. So if one was gifted to you, it may have expired. That's all I can think of. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Like, she totally picked a disgusting way to unalive these people. Not that any way is good, but what the hell? Erin Patterson, fronts court in Victoria on charges. And again, no tears, guys. Like, what the hell? We're not yet. Okay, I'm going to pop back in with you guys. Okay, I'm going to start back here. So I don't know mushrooms well enough to forage them. Scary stuff. Yeah, you want to be, if you don't know them yourself, you want to be with somebody who knows very, very well. Because, yeah, I mean, every area, right, is different. Another question, how and where did she get these mushrooms? It's either a huge cover-up with stories or she's guilty. I'll bet you she foraged them herself. That's probably why she threw out that dehydrator. She foraged them, but said she got them from an Asian market. She threw away the dehydrator. Yeah, right? Then she served a certain part of the dish with the mushrooms and the other part without, stating she doesn't like mushrooms. Are you kidding me? Oh, my word. So she would have fed her and her kids off the side with no mushrooms. Good God. You guys seen the latest on Lori Vallow case? Luckily, the boy was found alive and safe, but the similarities, oh, wow, I don't. Send it to me in Discord if you want, friend. I'm pretty sure the government had recently, yeah, they did. They sure did. That we just touched on that. Well said, friend. You said it ahead. Wasn't all this about working on getting her and her hubby to sit down and talk and try to save their marriage? He didn't show up. Wonder why. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. But I also heard that his parents didn't really want them to get back together. I don't know if that's the case or not. It was just in one of the articles I went through. Are my chats going through? Something weird is happening on my end. No, we gotcha. We gotcha, friend. Yeah, not a portabella. Hello, hello, hello. No, you're good to go, my lady. Hi, Dandy. Must be instinct to not eat those mushrooms because otherwise, as a kid, I'd be dropping left and right, you think? Isn't that funny? I guess maybe some don't have, oh, it was, yeah, it was. That was a good song. Yeah, I'm thinking Wolfie, is it Wolfie that made that comment? Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe you were just fortunate and there wasn't any in your area. But hey, Aries, good to see you, friend. One thing I did learn is if an insect doesn't eat it, don't touch it. But that does not mean that the ones that insects have not gone after, that have gone after are necessarily good. Do you know what I mean? Like if they haven't, you know. But mind you, I don't know how bugs work. So can some of them eat toxins? I don't know. I don't know. I just know I don't go near them. It had crossed my mind if someone would ever put poisonous mushrooms in a salad bar. Salad bars always seemed like an invitation for something hinky to go down. Right? Are you serious? Okay. Rajneesh? Cult sprayed salmonella. Oh, yeah, yeah. Are you kidding me? Damn, humans are ignorant animals. Snookered Snooky Morgano, crime mob from Chicago. Snooky ran Indiana operations. Yeah, in the mountains, we get really good ones. We get pine mushrooms. If there's a fire, we'll get morels. You get chanterelles. You get big white ones. Even lawn mushrooms, somehow we knew not to eat when we were kids. Little lawn mushrooms will take a person out as well. Yeah, you might, those I think we call, do they grow in a ring? Fairy ring? I foraged morels with my, oh, aren't they cool? Like those, they just look like little tiny brown Christmas trees that pop out. Thankfully, it's only because one of her victims survived. He probably revealed a lot more of what's coming out to now have M charges. That could very well be. It was the pastor, I do believe, that survived this. Let's take a look here. So suspected fake crier Erin Patterson fronts court in Victoria on M charges. The woman at the center of the mushroom lunch that allegedly deleted 3 people and left a 4th fighting for his life is also accused of attempting to delete her former partner 4 times over the past 2 years, according to Australian court documents. Ooh, I need those. Erin Patterson, 49, has been charged with deleting Gail and Don Patterson, the in-laws, both 70, and Gail's sister, Heather Wilkinson, 66, after a lunch in her home in the rural Australian town of Leongatha on July 29th. Court documents also state she is also charged with 4 counts of attempted on her former partner, including on the day of the fatal lunch, but he was not present. Patterson, 49, appeared in person at the Latrobe Valley Magistrate Court in Victoria's southeast on Friday morning. She has previously denied wrongdoing. Well, really? Shocking. Shocker. Patterson appeared in the dock dressed in a gray jumper accompanied by security guards. She glanced at the media throng as she entered the dock and stared straight ahead during the hearing. Patterson said good morning when greeted by the magistrate, Tim Walsh, but otherwise appeared emotionless. Go figure. She shook her head when Walsh asked her street address. Should be redacted from the police charge sheet. I think they've all been there, Your Honor. Her lawyer, Bill Dogu, all righty, said in reference to the media. A committal mention hearing has been set for the 3rd of May, the court heard. Walsh said the matter could be moved to Melbourne if the committal process would be delayed by hearing it at the Latrobe Valley Magistrate Court. Walsh told Patterson he wanted to ensure the matter progressed through the system as quickly and reasonably possible, rather than having you languish for too long. The court heard police had sought a 20-week adjournment in order to analyze computer equipment seized at Patterson's Leongatha home during a property search on Thursday. The defense agreed to the delay. Walsh expressed frustration about the length of time requested, citing the fact that police had already felt confident enough in the case to charge her with the triple charges. No application for bail was made, and Patterson remains in custody. Dogu said there were no custody matter issues. Gail and Don Patterson, the parents of former husband and Wilkinson passed in the hospital after eating beef Wellington at lunch. Wilkinson's husband, Ian Wilkinson, is still recovering after spending almost 2 months in hospital receiving treatment. What? According to the police documents filed in court, Patterson is accused for attempting to delete her former partner in November 2021, in May 2022, and September 6, 2022, then again on July 29th. She just was not giving up. What the hell? Well, hello there, Tony. Shrooms, yes. This is our first time covering the case, so we're learning with you. Or I am, anyways. I've looked at the case off and on for the last few days, and then I seen that she was charged, so I thought maybe we'll take a look. Australia is just a beautiful spot. So police allege Patterson also attempted to delete Ian Wilkinson on the 29th. That is the pastor, and I do believe the husband to Heather, which is Gail Patterson's sister. So Patterson previously said she was devastated to think that these mushrooms may have contributed to the illness suffered by my loved ones. She said she had no reason to hurt these people whom I loved. She confirmed the meal in question was beef Wellington pie. On Thursday, Victoria Police confirmed Homicide Squad detectives had arrested Patterson. She was interviewed by police at Wonthaggi police station after police searched her Leongatha home where the fatal meal was served. Detective Inspector Dean Thomas said on Thursday that the investigation had been incredibly complex. Over the last 3 months, this investigation has been subject to incredible, intense levels of public scrutiny and curiosity. I cannot think of another investigation that has generated this level of media and public interest, not only here in Victoria, but also nationally and internationally. Absolutely. I think it's particularly important that we keep in mind that at the heart of this, we have people who have lost their lives. They are 3 people who, by all counts, were much loved by their communities and missed by their loved ones. Damn. Well, I don't believe she really expected to end up in the Huskow guys. I don't think this is where she thought she was going to end up. But hey, there it is. More fake crying, like she can't produce a tear to save her soul. Unreal. Okay, let's see.
Good morning. We start with breaking news. The alleged chef of a fatal mushroom lunch, which claimed the lives of 3 people and captured worldwide attention, has been charged with 3 counts of murder and 5 counts of attempted murder. Eliza Raga.
I don't know what kind of penalties are given out in Australia for crimes like this.
Is following the story. Eliza, Erin Patterson has fronted court this morning.
She has, Davina. It was only a brief hearing here at the Latrobe Valley Magistrates Court. Erin Patterson sat in the dock. She was calm. She stared blankly ahead. She was flanked by 2 prison guards as well. The main point to come out of today's hearing is that police have requested a 20-week adjournment, they say, because they need to go through the amount of computer evidence that was seized from Erin Patterson's home yesterday. We know after that search warrant was executed at her home, she was hit with 8 charges, 3 of them the most serious, 3 murder charges. They relate to the deaths of 3 people in July after they consumed what's believed to be poisonous mushrooms at a lunch that Erin Patterson allegedly served.
So, I just want to say it again. If she knew how to forage, This is absolutely not a mistake. Let me see here. Been following it myself, but when these charges came out, wasn't overly surprised with her victim surviving. How old he is, this is one of those miracles. No, she doesn't seem that happy, does she? I think she had a moment of got away with this until the pastor survived. Then the game changed for her big time. That's why I don't eat fungi. Fungi is good for you, just not the toxic type. It did come out. It was one of the most horrendous and painful ways to go. Oh my God. Evil, evil. Prisons in Australia can be worse than the American ones, depending which one. She isn't going to be having a fun time right now. Oh, how sad, right? So I take it that she didn't eat the Wellington along with her guests. Well, from what I'm understanding, it sounds like she only put mushrooms on one half because she doesn't like mushrooms. She cooked half her lunch with mushrooms, the other without, stating she didn't like mushrooms. Yeah, right? Beef Wellington seems like a meal from an episode of Tales from the Crypt. Oh, my word.
Served. One other attempted murder charge relating to the survivor of that lunch, and one other attempted murder charge relating to Simon Patterson, Erin Patterson's estranged husband, who we understand was meant to attend that lunch but ended up pulling out at the last minute. Surprisingly, there were also 3 other attempted murder charges laid against Erin Patterson. Police will allege that she actually tried to poison her husband, her former husband, 3 times in 2021 and 20.
So I wonder if this is something that will show in hair follicles.
2022. Today in court, Ms. Patterson's lawyer said he is still waiting to see the analysis of the evidence in the case against her. How's your client doing in custody?
She's good, thanks. I've just got to get through.
Will she be fighting these charges, Mr. Du?
It's early days and we haven't received a brief.
Now, Erin Patterson couldn't make a bail application today, Davina, because you can only do that in Victoria in the Supreme Court if you've been charged with murder. So she's been remanded in custody. We'll see her in court in May next year.
Eliza, thank you.
So May of next year. Be gone with her. Yeah, this is pretty evil, I must say. Pretty damn evil. No, all good, Dandy. You have a handful. I appreciate you being here. Yes, I think you're right, Tony. I think you're right. Yep. Yep. Sick in the brain, sick in the brain. I mean, women are capable, and I mean, this is usually their route is poison for whatever reason. I mean, it's changed a little bit. They've mixed it up, but from way back when, it seems that that has been the method of choice. I've heard of this type of thing happening, but it's been like a kabillion years, I swear. So the daughter-in-law who served family suspected poisonous mushrooms, charged with 3 of the deletings and 5 attempted. 49-year-old woman charged. She's identified as Erin Patterson in various media outlets. She was charged with the 3 counts of 5 counts of attempted. The charges, stem from the July 19th attacks on her in-laws, extended family. At the time following the 3rd death, Patterson had denied wrongdoing, saying I'm devastated. I loved them. In addition to 3 attempted charges linked are 3 separate incidences, including 2021, 2022, for poisoning her ex-husband. So police said previously that they believe the victims ate ametaphyloids. I don't know, phylloids, otherwise known as death cap, which are amongst the most lethal mushrooms for humans. So they are growing in that Victoria area. If people live in that, share this out, actually. It might not be a bad idea for people to see what they look like, because they're not as bad looking. They're white. They just look like happy little mushrooms. They don't look like some of the mushrooms you see that look just not so pretty. It just look like little white mushrooms, so you got to be very careful. So yeah, get it out to the people that live in that area. It would be horrible to have some kind of accident with kids. So authorities noted at an August press conference that 2 children were also at the luncheon but did not fall ill. They believe the kids were given a different meal than the adults. There we are. Patterson was arrested Thursday morning following a police search of her home in Leongatha. She was remanded in custody to appear at Latrobe Valley Magistrates Court, which she did. Detective Inspector Dean Thomas said in a press conference or a press statement Thursday that charges against Patterson were announced over the last 3 months. This investigation has been subject to incredibly intense levels of public scrutiny and curiosity. I cannot think of another investigation that has generated this level of media interest. And it really has. You know, people, again, the world's watching. I think it is particularly important that we keep in mind that at the heart of this, 3 people have lost their lives. These are 3 people who, by all accounts, were much loved in their communities and are greatly missed. Unreal, this witch. You'd think she'd be able to squeeze a tear out, wouldn't you? Like, come on. What's that? What is that? Really? No. No. Tears. They're these little salty wet things that go down your face, lady. Not a weird look. Jeepers. So, Erin Patterson's past life revealed that genius mushroom cook was an air traffic controller responsible for running airspace before settling down in the country. Get that one. Did you guys know that? She was an air traffic controller at one point? I thought you had to have like a pretty calm demeanor. I had an uncle he's passed, but he was an air traffic controller, and that's like a pretty tense job. Wouldn't catch me doing it. She was a chef, yeah. So probably thought how to end them. Why not with my cooking? And he crashes on her watch. Okay, so she went on to blah blah blah. Let's do. She went on to work at the Telemarine Airport before leaving the job in 2002, a former colleague said. Okay, ugly cry face. Come on. Regarded as highly intelligent by her peers. Former coworkers said, who then went to her maiden name as Erin Scudder, was regarded as something of a genius. She's very bright and much brighter than people might think. She managed to get guys wrapped around her little finger, although she was very unkempt, he added. The ex-colleague said when the news broke about the deaths in Leongatha in Victoria Gippsland region, fellow air traffic controllers thought the woman at the center of the beef Wellington meal looked familiar. She'd put on a bit of weight, but she looked so familiar. And she had the same first name. And we were 90 to 95% convinced that at this point that it was the same person. But then when we saw in the papers that her mother's name was Scudder, we were completely sure, he said. Air Service Australia confirmed that Patterson worked for them between 2001 in February to 2002 in November. What the hell? No music. Very brief clip and not doing a lot. Patterson, 48, appeared in court on Friday. 3 counts of 5 counts of attempted. The court heard much of the case will center around the alleged deleter's computer data with specialist dogs used in the search of her property this week. Patterson made no attempt at bail, with the magistrate, Tim Welsh, telling the alleged deleter he had no power to grant it even if she had applied. "Good morning, Miss Patterson," Magistrate Tim Welsh said as he entered the courtroom. "Good morning," she responded in a quiet voice. Prosecutors requested a 20-week delay before her next appearance, citing the time needed to analyze some computer equipment seized yesterday. This was questioned by Magistrate Walsh, who asked why they needed a delay when the informant, Detective Agent Sergeant Stephen Eppingstall, was confident enough to charge this woman yesterday. "It's a triple deleting," he said, before agreeing to allow for the delay. Ms. Patterson's lawyer, Ben Doog, told the court his law firm had been engaged for a while. What's going on with my tongue? For a while, and hinted that case could well go on for a very long time. He is expected to make an application for bail over the coming weeks, and Mr. Walsh explained he did not have the power to grant her bail. Miss Patterson could be seen nodding repeatedly. Patterson appeared disheveled as she fronted court for the very first time, dressed in a beige jumper and wearing a tortoiseshell-colored glasses. Patterson's hair appeared matted and untidy as she sat behind bulletproof glass in the prison dock. Flanked by 2 burly guards who wore bulletproof vests, protective glasses, Patterson looked uneasy as she watched the short filing hearing. Patterson spoke quietly when addressed by the magistrate, nodding and forcing an uncomfortable smile. Homicide Squad detective asked the court for 20 weeks to compile their brief of evidence against the alleged triple deleter. A police prosecutor said the time was needed to allow police to forensically analyze new evidence they retrieved from her home on Thursday. A specialist police team of investigations on Thursday searched Miss Patterson's home, where the fatal family lunch took place on July 29th. Forensic experts were spotted rifling through a crowded garage attached to the home and combining through the interior of her red MG ZS SUV in the property's driveway, combing through it. Detectives also employed specially trained technology detector dogs that can sniff out USB memory keys and SIM cards. What? And helps. What are they doing, guys? Also employed specialty trained technology detector dogs that can sniff out USB memory keys and SIM cards. I need one of those dogs. Do you know how many I've lost around this house? What the hell? Have you guys heard of this? I have never heard of electronic sniffing dogs. Homicide squad detectives enter. Bill Dugu. I don't know how you say his name. Sorry, guys. Going into the Hooskow. Bye-bye. The request of the prosecutor came as some concern to Mr. Walsh, who questioned the length of time needed. 20 weeks to analyze computer equipment for the Triple M, he asked. Where the informant, the chief police officer, is confident he had enough evidence to charge this lady yesterday. The court heard detectives plan to file a voluminous brief of evidence against Patterson. Mr. Dugu, I don't know, guys, told the court his client was aware the case against her was likely to include a wealth of material. I wonder if there's any way to, I don't know, to find that damn dehydrator. Walsh took a moment to explain the situation to Patterson. She smiled and thanked him. An important thing in this matter an important thing is this matter progress through the system as quickly as is reasonably possible. Mr. Dugu said it was unfortunate he could not make an applicable bail. No supporters of the accused could be seen in the packed courtroom as dozens of observers watched the 5-minute proceeding on a video link. Okay. Isn't that something? Down she goes. Wow. It's understood Patterson will be held behind bars until her next court appearance on May 3rd. That's a ways. May 3rd. May 3rd. So where will this be held? Victoria? Did you guys figure? I'll see. I have to see what I can find. Mushroom Girl. Okay, let's see here. It's understood Patterson will be held behind bars until her next court appearance on May 3rd, where she is expected to appear in court via video link. However, a bail application could be made at any point, which would see Patterson need to prove to the court she was not a risk to the community while awaiting trial. Her next court appearance is likely to revolve around what witnesses might be at the preliminary hearing. The end of the hearing will determine when and if her case is pushed into a Supreme Court of Victoria, where she would go on trial. The trial is not expected to go ahead until late next year, at its best due to Victoria's clogged court lists. Yipes. Patterson also faces 5 attempted charges, including 2 of them that were over lunch. They relate to Ian Wilkinson, her ex-husband Simon Patterson, who was understood to have pulled out of that deadly gathering last minute. How was she going to explain all that? 3 other attempted charges were also in relate to Simon, who's 48, after he became sick after meals on 3 different occasions between 2021 and 2022. Pastor Ian Wilkinson was the only one who survived that lunch, which claimed the life of his wife, Heather Wilkinson, who was 66. Gail Patterson and brother-in-law Dan Patterson, both 70, also perished. What a biatch. She's sick in the noodle, guys. For some reason, I don't know why his wife, I think it would be Heather that's not in here. Don and Gail Patterson, I think. The pastor. This is her house. Sounded like she lived good. Mushroom noodle? No to the mushroom noodle? So 5 of them would have most likely passed. Mushroom noodle. Yeah, mushroom noodle? What are we talking about? What the hell am I missing over there? Okay, let's see here. No mushrooms. Love pizza. I love mushrooms. Yeah, they'll probably give her a job working in the prison kitchen. I could agree with that. I make pasta, but it's chickpea pasta, less carbs. Chickpea pasta. Perry. Good to see you as always. Wow, eh? No mushroom noodle? 25 years. Wow. There's a guy in Maryland that ate pizza only for 25 years, and he's still alive and in good shape. It's very sad, Tony. Yeah. The Pattersons, I do believe, and Heather Wilkinson. No, not for you, not a mushroom person. What about the kind with psilocybin? Yes. 5 attempted, friend. She got 5 because she got an attempted because he was supposed to be at that dinner. Love the nuance of pizza, so I try to vary it. Once a week to be healthy, I eat a bowl of raisin bran other than just ate pizza. Wow. Oh, don't let it give you anxiety. She did it herself. I'm sure of it. I doubt very, very highly that she got those by mistake. Other people would have been sick. Wouldn't have ended up in just one little package. She did it. But don't forage. That's your best bet, I guess, right? Mushroom coffee? Oh, I think she intended to unalive them. She took the strongest, the one with the most toxin in it, to feed them. And then she put it on half of the beef Wellington and the other half was no mushroom. So she ate the no mushroom and she fed all of them. And her ex-husband was supposed to be there. That's where she got that third or that fifth attempt. But three out of the four there have passed. The pastor survived. Tony. White. Yeah. I tried mushroom coffee, but it gave me upset belly for hours. So I don't think I could do that. I don't think, unless it was purple. And you still throw up. Yeah, to purposely cook something that would end your life and carry on with it. That's cold-blooded. It is. Oh, maybe when it didn't turn it up, she was so angry she dished it all out to them out of spite. Right? Oh, seriously. Yeah, are awesome, but the ones we had in high school from Oregon and Mexico were way better than anything else I tried as an adult. Is that right, eh? Could they have been, oh my word. What's a step up from the purple ones? It's not coming to me. It will. It will. No, the X didn't come. The X canceled. Yeah, he was like, screw you guys. She's going to poison me. I know it. Doesn't that upset your guts, Dandy? Yeah, I agree. I agree. And the fact that she only put mushrooms on half of it is, something's a little off there. Yeah, that's the way that was kind of what I was understanding. It did and is coming out. She wanted the marriage to survive, but he didn't, so she snapped. I had the best time ever on mushrooms once. Laughed for 10 hours straight, mostly at my friend's shoes. Oh, my word. Yeah, absolutely. Good times indeed. Psilocybin, yeah. Okay, what am I thinking of? I know, The Doors. I watched that show and they did, but I never did those. Yeah, they don't taste great and they make you throw up. But then after that, for the most part, it was all good. It's been, oh my God, like literally over 40 years. Long time. This was held at Erin's house. That's what I'm thinking of, peyote. Yes. Has anybody here tried that? Yeah, no, not that. I've never tried that. Oh, I never tried the peyote thing either. I'm old. You neither, eh, Shauna? So what do you think about this woman? So is anybody familiar with the laws in her area? Like, I don't know how their system runs at all. I've tried it and will never again. I don't like things that aren't there. Fair enough. Okay, that's from a cactus. I forgot about that. Really? I forgot that was in a cactus. Yeah, and you know what? It's true. The victims were not young either, which made and makes it all the more heartbreaking. They should be enjoying their later years, retirement, etc. Oh my God, right? Work all your life to have this happen? Oh my God. So I don't imagine that they have the DP, do they? Oh, me too, Perry. Yeah, me too, I think. Oh, can you? So you can grow it legally. Okay. Really, eh? Nearly impossible to get a hold of. Oh my God. Right? No, I need no help with imagination. Oh, is there? There's like YouTube channels on this? Oh, okay. That's something way different now, Tony. Yep. 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 Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, in a land far, far away. Well, hello, James. Good to see ya. Someone inside who cooks will be plotting mushrooms, okay? Yeah, I'm the same, Tony. There's so many things out there nowadays that it's like, what? Sir, sir, you're here. Think her son had a helping of the dish, but she served him as. So did he get sick or did they get? I thought he ate the non-mushroom stuff because wouldn't they then also be 2 more counts of attempted? James. I don't even know what that is, Dandy. Hello, sir. So, guys, that is about what I know about this case right now. I'm going to have to see how this goes and maybe do a dive. I'm looking for the paperwork still from the courthouse, or actually, I'm not even looking for the paperwork. I got that. I'm just looking for the courthouse to give us another date as far as Koberger goes so I can make sure I get into the pool. So I'm on that. And I'm also waiting for some documents on the Suzanne Morphew. So when and if I get those, I'll share those with you. But yeah, I think I'm going to jump into this a little bit. And there's so many cases. And, there's some that we've been following right from the beginning. So the updates. Sometimes they come all at once. Sometimes it's just here and there. But there is always, sadly, something. Yeah, caffeine, right? I got into a thing. I'm drinking that vitamin water. It's the best tasting stuff. I've decided a while back, okay, Frankie needs a little bit of weight to be like just make it go away. So I dropped sugar out of most things, like most sugar. So last time to get weighed, they check your weight and what have you. I gained 6 freaking pounds. I was eating salads and drinking water. So, I don't know. What the hell? So, guys, I am going to call this. Sorry, James, that we're ending, but you know what? I've got some domestic duties to do. We went out last night and hubby brought home like I think it's 70 foot, but it's actually 70-inch TV. So, oh my God, we're going to try and get that set up and do some stuff. And I'm putting another small office upstairs. So, working on that as well. Yeah, I just use some half and half now. Stopped using flame. Yeah, I'm just trying to back off the yucky stuff. You put on weight before losing it. Your body starts storing fat when you change diet like that. Keep going. Really? I will. Like, I'm still not buying it. I'm still getting the vitamin water, and I get very thirsty when I'm streaming, so will we get used to that, Wolfie? Is that what they call it now? Domestic duties? It's what I call it. Friend, I don't know. That's how big it looks. I swear to God. It's like, oh my God. It's like, yeah, that's all I can say about that. Finally got a big TV at first. Seems too big, but you'll get used to it. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to move my bedroom around. And I'm going to have to move the living room around because now I get a 55-inch put in the bedroom and a 70-inch in the living room. And then downstairs in the man cave, I think has got another 55. So I was like, okay. Right? No, not Frankie. Frankie's husband is. Clean a cage and you can have free admittance. You need to stick with it because in the long run you'll lose. Can't go by day. Just keep doing your best with. Okay. Okay, Wolfie. You bet. Yeah, this is going in our living room. And the 55-inch is going to the bedroom. And then another 55 downstairs. It's like, wow, okay. Like the faces are going to be the same size as mine. I better not fall asleep with the TV on or I'll be jumping out of my freaking skin. Smart ass. As a kid, had a little black and white TV, watched snooker. Wow. When color came in, it was, oh, snooker balls, different colors. Yeah, we had 3 channels growing up. News, and fuzz. It was like, oh, wonderful. This is just great. Yeah, it's crazy now. Like, I don't know how many TVs we've got. 1, 2, 3, I think we have 5 of them. Yeah, exactly, Perry. Yeah, wake up and a full-size human standing there looking at me. Holy shite. Oh, right? Oh my god. Did you use the tinfoil, Tracy? Get a Superbox S3 and you don't need cable, just internet, way better. Yeah, all we use at here is internet. We don't have anything else. We just use what's on. And I mean, usually I'm working on cases, right? So I'm usually at the desk or yeah. I have shares in tinfoil. Right? That's what we've got is a Fire Stick. Yeah, exactly. Works wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. And I'm like I said, I'm usually on here, so if I'm watching anything, it's usually news on these cases or other creators that are doing the same stuff we are. Do you know what I like? Is those goggles that you wear. Like those, they're kind of big. I'm sure they'll get smaller with time. But they're gaming things that are, you put them over your head and everything's happening in those glasses. What is that called? Virtual gaming. Yeah, it is getting pretty bad, isn't it? It is getting pretty bad. Now it's plug and go. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. You didn't go to a TV and turn it on without adjusting those antennas. I don't have anything here, my girl. Are you saying hi? Very quietly, Jazz? Say hello, friends. She's been so quiet. Yeah. Yeah, those games. But you have to be real careful or you're going to break your face by walking into things. Isn't it, though, Perry? My son's got it. So every time he comes by, it's like, come on. Thanks, Wolfie. It's awesome to see you as well, friend. I swear, I swear, best chat ever. Best people you could ever meet. Yeah, I don't watch TV either, Dandy. So, guys, I'm going to call it. I'm going to go help set up some TVs. And we've just been moving. Yeah, we've been moving the house around a little bit. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to be doing some research. You know, I'm kind of curious about the Koberger case and what's going on there too. So I might do something on him later. So guys, thanks very much for being here. I just adore every freaking one of you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.